Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back. And yes, this is indeed game number 2. I am very excited. TKS Marois played very, very fantastic in their first game, and now that I see that you're actually using the pronunciation Marois, I am totally going to yoink that from you. I've been calling them Marois. I don't even know how to pronounce it, but Marois sounds significantly cooler. And yeah, I'm excited for this game. I'm curious to see what sort of shenanigans, what are up with these trinkets out of TKS. Very, very potent for keeping track of people, especially during those early engages and trading back and forth in the lane. And so far it looks like we're actually not going to see any early aggression out of TKS. They're taking their time. They're posturing themselves defensively around the turret. Belvedere taking a turret hit or two to the face just for funsies. But it seems like we're actually getting a nice, safe, standard opening. Actually, Noah going for a bit of an invade, getting spotted by Tachibana, so I'm sure any second now Tachibana will be supported by his bot lane. Looks like we are, in fact, going to get a kill lane in the bottom with Soothsayer and Saracen going for Gangplank Yasuo. And looks like Tachibana going to start off at the red buff before heading over to blue. WooMaster getting his own blue buff as well. Let's see if WooMaster wants to try to go for any invade or anything like that, or possibly even go for a quick level 1 down at the bottom. But instead it's just Saracen and Soothsayer versus Nikesh and Han Solo. And I'm curious to see how well this lane is going to turn out. Usually this bottom lane has been the one that has defined the matchup with TKS. Soothsayer and Saracen nearly always seem to find a way to get ahead. They're very, very patient. They always turn it. And it is very exciting. And yeah, it seems like Saracen getting a quick level 2 first. Soothsayer following in as well, engaging right onto Nikesh, who is forced to flash under the turret. Han Solo going to try to trade. Very, very greedy play out. Oh, he flashes forward, throws Ignite, picks up first blood. Great play out of Soothsayer. And Calvin OP is left to clean up the minions at the turret. Here's WooMaster. Not so sure WooMaster should even try to go for a gank. He should just try to help out his team. And, oh man, Tatour's diving forward, picks up the kill. Going to try to do a bit of damage, but now he is left 1v2. That was a little bit of a greedy play out of WooMaster. I would much rather have seen him just come under the turret, try to help out as quickly as possible instead of going for the gank. That little bit of indecision. Han Solo dies to Ignite from Saracen in the bottom lane. TKS very, very aggressive, even going for the buff steals in the jungle. Tatour's waiting for those golems to come up. But again, this is Tachibana, Kanata, and Tatour's in the top lane. Tachibana going for the very, very aggressive lane pushes after clearing the jungle. Seems to be the core of their composition, taking that very, very early advantage and then relying on player skill to snowball that tiny, tiny early 1,000 gold from a turret into a quick victory. WooMaster going for a gank in the top lane. Tatour's taking just a touch of damage. Doesn't have flash anymore. Ignite is going to burn him away. He goes down. WooMaster going to have to back out though. Whoa! Dodges the blighted arrow. Calvin looks like he wants blood on Tachibana. Continuing to throw damage, but Tachibana walks into a warded bush, and we have the knockups. Calvin picks up a kill. 2 kills now for 904. They are not out of this yet, but a spear barely, Noah barely survives. And a flash combined with auto attack. Oh, Belvedere goes down. It is now 4-2, and this is actually the best that I've seen 904, any team for that matter, do against TKS this early on. It is only about a 1,500 gold lead in TKS's favor, but it could very well be turned around. Nikesh going to be engaged upon by Soothsayer, throwing out just a touch of damage with that knockup, continuing to harm him, and Soothsayer doing reasonably well. Windwall blocks death sentence. And Tachibana just holding mid while Nidalee backs off. Actually, Woomaster capitalizing on that, going for a bit of a jungle invade, possibly going to try to engage. Here's Bulbadir, already level 6. Blighted Arrow doing a touch of damage. Woomaster trying to follow up. Bulbadir going to try to pick up the kill. Ignite dropping onto Bulbadir. He's getting low. The heal is not quite sufficient to keep him alive. Woomaster not going to go for the greedy kill onto Bulbadir. He knows he could be baited by that Nidalee in the jungle and just decides to back off instead. A good play from TKS, capitalizing on the overextended Orianna in mid. Quinn very, very strong in the top lane. That's Titours once again on a highly mobile champion. I look forward to seeing how well that's going to work out later on. Actually, Boots of Mobility on that Titours, already level 6, so we could see a quick Valor transformation and then a very, very quick sprint down into mid lane for a very fast rotation. I'm curious to see how well that's going to work out and if No Trace is going to be able to handle it. And this is a clever pickup from Noah Trace, picking up 2 Doran's rings. Not going to try to wait and go for the Chalice of Harmony. Instead, just playing it safe. He realizes there is going to be a very, very greedy play out of Bulbadir in the mid lane, so he's just going to take his time, pick up items that he's safe with, that give him survivability and a bit of sustain, instead of putting himself behind by waiting to complete that Chalice of Harmony. Oh, wow, there's Titours throwing down Boots of Mobility and the Valor Transformation. Looks like we're going to have a dive from Titours. Command Shockwave throwing him out of the turret, though. Very good play out of that Command Shockwave, keeping him out. Calvin zoning out Tachibana in the meanwhile. And that's, again, we are continuing to have pressure from Saracen and Soothsayer in the bottom lane. They are not doing as successful a kill lane as they have had in the past. But again, we're seeing the very, very powerful rotations out of Titours, out of Bulbatir. They want to take turrets. Now that that top turret is down, Titours immediately sacrifices his lane. He doesn't even care that it's there anymore and rotates down towards the bottom. He wants to keep up the aggression, keep the gold advantage growing in his favor. Oh, here's Woomaster, possibly going to throw down the Cataclysm. Titours does still have the knockback. Here would be the time for the Cataclysm, but it doesn't happen quite yet. Jarvan just going to throw out the auto attacks with a red buff instead. Oh, another gank in the mid lane. Woomaster dashing in. Titours taking a healthy amount of damage. Ignite going down. Cataclysm picking up the kill with Woomaster. Unfortunately, he drops the wall and Bulbatir walks away from that successfully. Well, great gank from Woomaster, though. He actually lands it. The follow-up goes in. Noah Trace picks up a kill. Oh no, Blighted Arrow lands on Noah Trace. Noah Trace dodging the Chain of Corruption, though, forced to flash over the wall to survive. Good play out of Saracen and Tachibana with the rotation. This is actually going to give Nikesh in the bottom lane some time to farm and survive, but Soothsayer is going to have something to say about that. Tatour's trying to bait out a little bit of a fight, taking a few turret hits, but Woomaster not going to be fooled by the early aggressive play. Noah Trace now finally making his way back in lane, and I'd actually like to point out what Nikesh picked up. Considering he's taking so much pressure from Gangplank and from Yasuo, you would expect him to go for a Vamp Scepter, but instead he picks up the Phage. He recognizes that he's going to be facing a lot of pressure and relies instead on health pots to survive. He knows he's going to be able to survive. Here comes Tatours from the back. Oh my goodness, a Cannon Barrage going down as well. The dive is so very, very strong. Nikesh, flash, Arcane shifts away. He makes it out. No, Soothsayer picks up with the kill. Han Solo left under the turret. Saracen taking a few hits, gets caught in the flay. Does he still have flash? Han Solo trying to pick it up. Saracen makes it out. A double kill for Soothsayer. Very, very strong. As I was saying about Nikesh picking up the Phage instead of going for the Vampiric Scepter, that Phage is giving Ezreal mobility. He's able to shoot out the Mystic Shot, throw out an auto attack or two, and then run away. And that's what he needs to do. He needs to be able to keep his distance from Yasuo, from Gangplank, even from Tatours with the crazy ganks that we've seen with that incredibly high mobility tag team on Quinn. Keeping the Phage nice and early, it's an interesting choice, but it seems like it's working out despite that fantastic gank from TKS. Ooh, the box misses. Whoa, again, a great wind wall blocking the death sentence. Here's Nikesh now following up a little bit of damage from that Phage. Soothsayer dodging and just taking a few hits. I don't even know if they intend to take this turret, but in the meanwhile, Tatours continuing to engage in the mid lane, looking like he's waiting in the wings for that tag team to finish up. Tachibana waiting as well. Oh, Noah Trace caught out of position, forced to use the commander to protect. Chain of Corruption lands, though, and Tatours picks up a kill. And in the bottom lane, Soothsayer picking up a kill as well on Han Solo. That wind wall is so convenient on Soothsayer. He can block so many Mystic shots. Calvin OP, meanwhile managing in the top lane, trying to deal with Bulbadir, doing the best he can. Tatours going for a little bit of a jungle invade. The pressure from TKS Maro is just omnipresent. It is everywhere, and it is non-stop. And oh, Han Solo now catches Tatours out of position. Cannon Barrage trying to throw down tag team, going to try to help Tatours get away. He's very, very fast. Windwall blocking some damage, but Cataclysm going to catch up that dash, able to leap through Windwall. Let's see if Han Solo is going to land the flay. He does. Saracen getting dangerously low, does still have the orange to try to survive. Saracen goes down. Woomaster picking up a kill. Now Soothsayer left 1v4. Death Sentence lands. Soothsayer is got in the flay. He dashes away, taking a healthy amount of damage. Phage from Nikesh doing what it can. Noah Trace throws out the auto attack, picks up a kill, ending that killing spree. It is now 10-7. 904Gaming, they're not out of this yet. Oh no, this is dangerous. Bulbadir catches Nikesh out of position, continuing to chase very, very fast. Bulbadir has a completed Muramana. Actually, that is a Archangel Staff, never mind. And Noah Trace blows the shockwave to keep Nikesh alive. Despite being about only 6,000 gold behind, no dragon has gone down yet. The only real advantage that TKS has is their 3 turrets ahead, and True Shot Barrage coming out across the middle just to clear a few minions. Han Solo going to force Bulbadir back. Han Solo doing significantly better this game on Thresh. Does have a a Sightstone working for a Ruby Sightstone to soon follow it up. And now Tours seems to be caught out of position by Woomaster. We're finally starting to see some successful positioning out of 904. They're making plays. Han Solo throws a play on the Bulbadir, uses the box. Quinn dashes through the wall of Dark Passage. No Trace trying to get in, but it's going to be Han Solo going down. Woomaster doesn't make it in time. A little bit of a corruption arrow landing on Woomaster. Unfortunately, that was Han Solo engaging without the rest of his team. Oh no, there's a teleport going on to a ward from a home-guarded Valor Quinn. She's coming around from behind. She's trying to go for Nikesh. Dashes forward. Cannon Barrage doing a healthy amount of damage. Arcane Shift away. He's actually making it out of their Dark Passage. Getting baited. A Flay doing a healthy amount of damage. Tours falls to a very aggressive play. Oh man, Han Solo gets caught by a spear and a wind knock-up. Soothsayer looks like he wants to take this turret with Saracen. Tachibana throwing out a few arrows just for funsies. Noah Trace dangerously low. Han Solo as well. This is up to Woomaster to clear the turret. Woomaster jumping in, Saracen taking just a touch of damage. We do have a command dissonance allowing for attack speed. Saracen forced to flash away. Calvin OP following up with the Sunfire Cape. No Dominus quite yet. This is now a 5-man engage. Cane of Corruption catches Nikesh. Also catches Woomaster, and Nikesh forced to Arcane Shift back. Bulbadir continuing to follow up with a significant amount of poke. Han Solo dangerously low. A huge command shockwave catches Saracen and Bulbadir. Calvin following in. A True Shot Barrage misses. Saracen is so low. The Ignite is burning away. He is going to go down. Calvin OP picks up a kill, waiting for that delayed Dominus, getting it. Tachibana also falls, a double kill on Calvin. Will Nikesh decide to continue to follow Bulbadir? Very, very scary with those spears. Let's see if he's going to be able to pick up another kill. Definitely a reasonable assumption to make. Woomaster actually catching Tours and Soothsayer, shoving another turret. And yes, while it is the case that 904Gaming is catching up in kills 11-10 right now, they are still about 7,000 gold behind. That gold lead still slowly increasing in TKS's favor. A significant portion of that, though, can be attributed to the 4 turrets. That's about 4,000 gold right there. So in reality, 904Gaming is only about 3,000 gold behind, either from farm or just clearing map objectives. So they are still in this game, and oh, this could be very dangerous. TKS looks like they want to try to siege this top turret while Tachibana solos Dragon while the rest of 904 is distracted. Oh, Nikesh. Piercing arrow hits! He's going to be forced to back away now. This could very well be Tours. Chain of Corruption actually missing, but he goes down. Tours. Excellent map presence there. I don't think it was warded. I think he just fired blindly. It really is phenomenal play out of TKS. They're continuing to maintain the pressure. Looks like this outer bot lane inner turret is going to fall for 904. This is actually a bit of a problem for them, as this was one of their last bastions of defense. They are now going to be limited to their own base for turret protection and try to capitalize on, once again, the overextensions from TKS, because that seems to be all that 904 can do. Get TKS out of position and then continue to get those extended engages where they drag it out and Calvin can really do significant amounts of damage with his Dominus. And it looks like he wants some blood. He's going to have to be careful seeing Belvedere on Nidalee in that top lane. So generally good rotation so far out of TKS, keeping track of the members of 904. But the aggression is non-stop. As I said before, omnipotent. And as I meant now, still omnipresent. 904, they're managing to keep up. Calvin actually catching Belvedere. I don't know if he'll be able to. Woundmaster following up as well, but that Nidalee in the jungle is just so very lightning fast. It's so hard to keep up with. An engage comes down. Soothsayer and Tachibana Kanata catching Calvin and Woundmaster out of position. Cannon Barrage comes down, but they are the two tanks, and Han Solo manages to land a pull on Tachibana Kanata, throws down the box to try to catch him. Unfortunately, the knockout misses. Chain of Corruption hits Woundmaster. He's continuing to tank for the team. Now this is Calvin and Nikesh caught out of position. What a fantastic Chain of Corruption. Nikesh still alive. Soothsayer about to go down, caught in the stun. He goes down. That's actually Nikesh picking up the kill with a Mystic Shot. Oh, this is a clever play. Nikesh and Woundmaster are about to be caught out by the very scary TKS. Tatours immediately leaping onto Woundmaster. He's going to try to slide away, but the spear picks him up. Nikesh going to be forced to back away with Calvin. Great pick out of TKS. Are they going to Baron? They're going to Baron. Seeing that Jarvan is gone, the smite no longer existent, they are going to immediately rush Baron, and there is absolutely nothing 904 can do. TKS, what excellent map sense right now. Oh, so close. Whoa, a huge pull from Han Solo, catches Soothsayer out of position. Calvin follows up with a Dark Passage. Soothsayer doesn't have his team quite yet. This is now finally Belvedere in position with Saracen. Almost a great pick, and now we have the remaining members of 904 trying to catch someone out of position. They're grouping successfully. They're taking picks when they need to. They're continuing to maintain presence on the map, but the aggression from TKS is just too much. And oh man, Belvedere gets caught, forced to flash away. We actually have Calvin engaging on Soothsayer in the meanwhile. Cataclysm picking up Belvedere. Meanwhile, Nikesh damaging Soothsayer and Saracen. Here comes Taitor from the side, trying to do what he can, but not going to be able to pick up any sort of kills as Nikesh is actually, that's Woundmaster dealing with Soothsayer and Saracen. Woundmaster is doing exceptional right now. Whoa, the engage goes down. Woundmaster jumps in. There isn't a shockwave yet. Command, Cannon Barrage doing a healthy amount of damage, bringing down Han Solo. Tachibana Kanata going down. Saracen and Soothsayer do want to continue this teamfight. Command shockwave, forcing the disengage. Here's Nikesh now with his completed Trinity Force, trying to burn Soothsayer and Saracen. They don't have a lot of regeneration, so they could be able to bring it down. Noah Trace doing what he can. Tatours in the meanwhile, split pushing. Soothsayer getting a huge AoE slap, throwing down a wind wall, denying the Mystic Shot. True Shot Barrage blocked by the wind wall. Soothsayer walking away. Calvin going to try to go for the kill. No, he is going to back off instead, but Tatours continuing to split push on the side. Oh, the box goes down. Tatours gets caught. Nikesh wanting to get caught in the minions. He can't catch up. Lands the Phage proc to get the movement speed. Tatours going to be slowed down. Woundmaster following up as well. Another Phage proc. Nikesh looks like he just might be able to catch up. The minions are continuing to block. Will Nikesh land the next Phage proc? He misses the Mystic Shot. Does have Arcane Shift. In 3 seconds he lands it. Looks like Tatours could be going down. This could be the end of the Baron buff. A juke. And Han Solo actually gets the kill in the meanwhile. Belvedere and Saracen sieging another inhibitor turret. 904 doing such a great job, and the wind wall blocks the death sentence from Han Solo. Very, very powerful, working out really, really well. And Tachibana Kanata again sniping the dragon on his own. That is kill lane. Didn't work out quite as well as it did in the first game, but it is still putting TKS ahead. They are currently about 16,000 gold ahead, 25 minutes in. But 904, they're keeping up. They're getting picks. They just have to deal with the split pushes out of 904. We're seeing 904 group up, get the picks, get the kills, get the follow-up. But in the meantime, there's always someone on the side. Tours with that Boots of Mobility home guard tag team just sniping objectives. Nikesh actually got to be afraid of Bulbadir here, but going to back away. As I was saying, 904, they just keep getting caught out of position by TKS. Oh, Dark Sentence lands on Saracen. Woomaster jumping in on the Bulbadir. Command Shockwave doing a lot of damage combined with the Shroff Barrage. But Soothsayer just immediately dives in and picks up a quick kill. Going to shut down Nikesh as well. He's so very fast, continuing to dash around. Soothsayer doing such a great job of sniping the Kerosene. Saracen coming around from behind. That's actually another kill for Soothsayer. Calvin OP trying to pick up a kill. He is able to shut down Saracen, but Bulbadir and Soothsayer are going to be forced to try to bring down Han Solo and Calvin. In the meanwhile, Tachibana and Tours were split pushing. That was a 3v5, and now it could very well be the end of the game as Tours and Soothsayer are continuing to pressure the Nexus. Doing tons of damage. Calvin trying to catch Tours out of position. Nikesh gets caught again by Soothsayer, but he is still continuing to play safe. Soothsayer taking just a touch of damage. True Shot Barrage is not quite available just yet. Bulbadir doing a little bit more, trying to throw out a spear. Whoa, a quick double kill with Soothsayer, picking that up, throwing a wind wall to deny additional Mystic shots, and even the ball for Noah Trace not able to make it back to follow up with a shield. Oh, Tachibana doing a healthy amount of damage. Soothsayer gets the last breath, picks up a double kill with Tours, not actually a double kill, but Bulbadir from behind. This is now Woomaster, the only surviving member of his team left to defend this turret. This looks like it could be the end of the game unless 904 can turn it around, as Woomaster is just continually being poked down by TKS. Yes, this looks like it could very well be the end of the game. The Nexus is naked. Unfortunately, that is another death. A great knockup goes out. True Shot Barrage trying to do some sort of damage. Soothsayer's low. He goes down. Could this actually be a turnaround? Saracen trying to bait Noah Trace out of position. Bulbadir coming around from behind, and unfortunately that was Nikesh going down, so this is just a morale kill for Noah Trace, but Saracen is not going to give it to him. Actually, a teleport from that home guard Quinn for his incredibly high mobility, as Tours is going to clear up the last inhibitor. That is now all three inhibitors. Woomaster picking up the kill on Saracen, but the Nexus is going down to the super minions. This could be game 2. What did you do today? Absolutely, 904 put up a fantastic fight, but unfortunately that is going to mean that TKS advances to, what is this, the semifinals now? They move out of the round of 8 to the semifinals, and 904 is eliminated. We'll go ahead and say thank you guys so much for tuning in. Once again, this is the Top Lane Gaming Launch Tournament. These are the round of 8 and semifinals happening all throughout today. We will be ending the tournament today. The winner will receive a very significant chunk of an $850 prize pool, combined with a split of 50,000 Riot points and a Triumphant Rise skin. Feel free to check us out at TopLaneGaming.com, where you can sign up for our future tournaments and also donate to the site if you like, with that donate button below. There's also merchandise where we've got bracelets and posters and all sorts of good stuff. But enough of that for now. We'll be back with the next game in just a few minutes. My name is Seda. I'm joined by Steve, and we'll be right back.